Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. G'day everyone. Welcome back to the Six Again show. You might see that we're kind of like in a different setup. We're going back to how we traditionally started doing it, and I hope you like it. But before we get into today's episode, let's roll that intro. Let's go. Welcome to the Six Again show. I'm your host Jace.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Name's TJ.
Kura here, Mato.
And we're going to be talking some shit about the league. So boys, you ready to talk some shit or what? Let's go. Six Again.
On the mark.
I wish it was louder. I need to be louder. It's not giving us enough hype, man. Anyways, yeah, g'day everyone. Welcome back to the Six Again show. I'm here with my host. Say g'day, TJ.
Yo, what's going on?
I'm also here with Ato.
What's up, guys?
Say g'day, Kura.
How's it going?
And I have a special guest with me here today. His name is David. You can introduce yourself if you want, bro.
What's up, guys? David here. You know, day one homies with this boy Jason back at Westall.
Yeah, bro.
Westall Primary School days, bro.
Yeah, and I guess we're here to talk some shit about the league, man. So, boys, are you ready to talk some shit or what?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
do
go.
it.
Cool. So, I guess to kickstart this episode, I want to go through. I'm going to try and keep it consistent. Last week, before we started, we said something that we're grateful for. So, all good. Since your phone went up, you can start. David, what are you grateful for?
Oh, fuck, man. I've watched like all these, pardon my language, all these YKTR podcasts about what they're grateful for, and now you've blanked me, bro. Bro, I'm grateful for Victoria having 0 cases. That's what I'm grateful for.
That's nice, bro. Okay, what about you? I thought, bro, what are you grateful for?
Well, I was gonna say the same as the bro way, probably just how, you know, we're more freely now, like we're not, you know, in any lockdowns or have any cases or anything, so.
Yeah, bro, that gets a little kokorakara too. How about you, Teach? What are you grateful for, my bro?
Apart from Tino.
I think I'm just grateful to still be working, man. Still have a job. You know, people got bills to pay, so yeah, grateful to still have my job.
Awesome, bro. That gets another clap too, bro. Hell yeah. Always be grateful for work. Kura, what are you grateful for, my bro?
I think one important thing that we should all be grateful for, and there's food, of course.
Hey. Keep us nourished, eh?
That's completely wrong.
Yeah, nice. And for me, I'm grateful that we're able to use this studio and the bro stuff. So appreciate
thank
you,
you, bro. Thank you, man.
If you don't know, we're at Icarus Studios. We're going to be doing a lot of shit here too. So stay tuned, bro. So
Stay
I'm
tuned.
grateful for you, grateful for this place.
Likewise, bro.
To host this podcast, man. I'm excited.
Me
Like
too.
Yeah, nice. Cool. Now we've got that out of the way. Let's get into our discussion topics. So. Obviously, last week, after we did our podcast, we find out the very next day that the GOAT himself, Cameron Smith, he finally retires. So it's kind of like a sad day. It was a sad week last week. Nah, not really. It wasn't a sad week. He went off on a high. And
Definitely.
I guess I just want to go around in a circle, or in the line, I guess. We'll start from TJ. I guess, yeah, Cameron Smith finally retires. So were you sad that he never got to come to the Titans?
Look, man, I think like a lot of Titan supporters, there was a bit of disappointment there, especially leading into the end of the season where everyone thought because his wife and his family were up in Queensland that he was a chance to sign with the Titans. For me, I think what I'm, well, probably not sad, but one thing I will miss seeing is that that Cameron Smith number 9 jersey in Origin. We got a taste of it last year, but now there's like no chance of him ever coming back. So yeah, man, I think like you said before, he went out on a high. I think a lot of players hope to end their career with winning, you know, the competition or winning whatever it is that they're playing. So yeah, man, just him running amok for Queensland is something that I will definitely miss. Sweet.
True.
Yeah, nice, bro. Before we get to you, Athol, there's a few stats I want to read out. So Cameron Smith, man, he's had 430 premiership appearances. So he's played 430 games. He has the most wins like most premiership wins too. That's 310. He has the most premiership points, 2,786. He's got the most everything. He's got the most everything. The most premiership goals, 1,295. Man, most appearances as a captain, 327. The list goes on. He's got the most wins as captain too. So I guess for you, Athor, what's the one thing that that you really admire about Cameron Smith?
I think the big one, like everyone knows, is just his influence on games, the way, he can control the speed of the games, how he can slow it down, or how he can, step it up and, play fast if he wanted to, like things like that. Like he had like the best mind I've ever seen play. I'm not that old, so, I didn't see like older players before him, but for me, he was like the best mind I've ever seen play rugby league. And, everyone that knows me knows that, Cameron Smith has always been my favourite player ever since I was like little, seeing him, play for Storm, captain Storm and captain his country, Australia, even captain Queensland, even though I don't go for Queensland, that's probably the only time I don't probably follow him, but yeah. But like, he's done so many great things, like, Jay said on all his stats and everything, but yeah, I'm going to miss him, but, I think from last year, I already felt like he was going to leave the game anyway, so, like hearing it last week, it wasn't too much of a surprise, but yeah, it's going to miss him a lot, eh?
That's all right. Well, I guess, we've heard like throughout local footy that you get the nickname Cameron Smith sometimes. Is this because you try and ref while you're playing, or is it because of the way you play hooker?
Oh, I think it's probably a bit of both.
You're honest.
I do get on the refs a lot too and stuff like that. But, I don't know. People are just probably nicer, just calling me that.
Yeah, bro, I'll take it. He's a goat. For you, David, I guess he's the last person to, out of the big three, to finally retire from rugby. So where do you see, Melbourne Storm going, in the future? Do you think we're still going to be all right? Or what do you think we need to work on,
Yeah, well, shouts out to, all tributes go to Cameron Smith as he retires, like he was saying. As a kid, you'd watch him. He was my idol. Obviously Billy Slater was dope, but Smith, as I grow older, not only was he good, but he was super humble as well. And the way he dealt with things was just in terms of the hate he gets from the media, from everything, is just he just kept it classy, But yeah, with Storm's future, bro, it's crazy because they've already got a big three, pretty much in Pappy, Snackenhausen, as Bucket and Bar says, and what's it called, Munster and Hughes, or even Grant, Pappenhausen and Munster. It's crazy. And another point that I want to bring up is the fact that a lot of people, a lot of teams can go through transitionary periods, but Storm are literally they haven't bought anybody, bro. The Pappenhausen, Munster and Hughes are all just bred. You know what I mean? They would have bought them when they were young, but man, they grew them, So that's what I think. That's why I think the future of the Storm will be stable, because they didn't just buy players; they sort of bred them.
Yeah, and it's a thing. Not being biased or anything, but it is kind of a thing though. We don't always go for the big name players. We always build up younger players. So I see our future as being pretty good at the moment.
Straight up.
Even though the GOAT's gone. For you, Kuda, bro. I guess being a Parramatta supporter, I don't know if you actually like him or dislike him, but a lot of people from Sydney hate him for whatever reason. I can't find a reason to hate him. I'm just potentially biased. I guess, give us your thoughts on Cam Smith over the last 20 years or so that he's been playing. What are your thoughts on Cam Smith?
I think the reason why a lot of New South Welshmen, they all hate him, is just because of the player he is, and you can kind of understand that because of the way that he is, man. He's such a good leader, and everyone's all seen that, and he's not led just the Melbourne Storm team, but also our country as well, Australia. Man. So, with all the achievements and all the accolades that he's collected over the years, it's definitely something to admire, and hopefully one young Melbourne player, at least, he could have inspired and maybe have a crack at his record, see if they'll get broken. So
it's crazy to think who's going to beat his records, bro?
Yeah.
Don't know. There's not many people who do more than 300 games, so
That's
so
right.
that's like
Let alone win the mail.
Yeah, let
like,
alone-
Jesus.
100%. So yeah, shout out to you, the GOAT, as a Storm supporter, a Storm fan. I appreciate everything you've done for the club. I can't wait to see what your future endeavours are. Whether you join the Storm in a coaching capacity, whether you go and help out, our friends over in Queensland, either being the Broncos, Titans, or whoever. I guess wherever you go, you're definitely going to be. Or they're going to take so much value off you. So yeah, shout out to you, GOAT.
Straight up.
Beautiful.
So our next discussion topic we'll talk about is it was something that was brought up last week, and I'm not really around it, but yeah, we'll talk about whether the NRL should let players personalise their jerseys, as in chuck their names on the back and maybe pick their own numbers too. So I'll swing this over to TJ. I guess what was the chat around that, bro?
Yeah, so Kalen Ponga was actually the guy who brought it up. So I think he posted on I'm not sure if it was Insta or Twitter, but he put something up saying that the NRL needs to change their rules around the jerseys or something, and he wanted an RTS jersey before RTS retires.
See that.
So that's where that whole I guess debate sort of started with the whole jerseys and putting players' names on it, and also picking what number you want to wear.
True, and I guess what were the pros about? What was the pros? What were the cons?
So I guess for the pros, it was more I guess the individual player brand. In the sense of you can sort of pick who your favorite player is, be able to wear their jersey, wear their name, and wear their number. Like what they were thinking was, similar to what they do in the NFL, the NBA, MLB, all those major sports over in America, where every sport has their own stars, and each star has their own sort of number. So, I guess in a sense, it's just more around the money side. So, just more fans, more money because you're buying, certain players' jerseys.
Yep.
More revenue for the club and all of that. And one of the cons was that. And I actually didn't notice until I read that article, was apparently that bit where the name goes on the back, or where they propose the name to go on the back, apparently that's like worth a lot of sponsorship money.
Oh, okay.
So like on your typical jerseys, there's like a bit just above the number, and it's apparently that bit there is worth quite a lot of sponsorship money.
True.
So that's why a lot of clubs are against the ideas, because they could potentially miss out on sponsorship money.
Yeah.
If they agree to let players put their name there.
Yeah.
Then I'll go to you then, Atul. What do you think about that then? Do you reckon that we should be able to buy, say, a RTS jersey, like personalised with his name on it, or what are your thoughts?
Well, as a fan of the game, obviously, I think it would be cool, I think it would be a cool thing. And even the thing that TJ bring up, fans will actually buy it, they'll get more, revenue and stuff through that. That would be cool but, like he said, things with, teams and sponsorships and logos and stuff. I'm not too sure, I'm not too familiar with those things, but, I think it would be a cool thing to have. I would probably buy a jersey,
For sure.
I reckon it would be cool.
All the Cameron Smith jerseys will be sold out. And I guess for you, bro, I know you're familiar with business and I guess marketing. How much does that affect whether we could put our names there? Because instead of Origin jerseys, they have their names there at the back.
Yeah.
And I guess sponsorship is everywhere else on the jersey.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on personalising?
Yeah, well, as soon as TJ was saying that, I was thinking, obviously, all sports in Australia would have hit a little bit of a lull because of COVID, in terms of their finance. So, for the fact that even the NRL, it's still going ahead during that stuff, with the bubble and all that stuff. That would have cost them money there. Yeah. So, even with this season, everybody's playing catch up. So I could imagine why that would be a no deal for them if and especially with the EPL. They added on another sponsor, or even the NBA, they added on another sponsor because just to give everybody in the enterprise more money, it's money makes the world go round. But at the end of the day, the other side of things is that if they do that, they might be able to balance the loss from more merchandise sales because like
Yeah,
your point was. So it's like up and down. But like what I wrote down was that it should be allowed, but it should be regulated. Like, it shouldn't just be like it shouldn't be too crazy. Like it still should be regulated. In terms of like what they can actually put on the jerseys. True.
So have just on Cameron Smith there, one of the greatest Melbourne Storm players ever, played hooker, number 9.
NRL
we can't retire his number.
Oh yeah,
You know
true.
what I mean? Like, so in that sense, if we had another player who was, I guess, committed or, was a one club man like Cameron Smith, that could be like another incentive as well, because you're buying his jersey knowing that no one else is going to have that jersey once they retire his number, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So like there's a lot of stuff for it,
Yeah.
but then at the same time there's also a lot of I guess a lot of against in terms of the tradition for the game and how
Interesting
each
topic.
position has
Yeah,
its
it
own
is,
number.
eh?
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't really think about it like that. But like
same.
LeBron, when he goes good, his jersey sell. When Kobe passed, rest in peace, Kobe. His jersey sell. Even before that, when he was a great player. Same thing now. Everyone's rushing to buy Melo jerseys, Zion jerseys, and I guess it could definitely help out the game. Quickly, bro, what are your thoughts on the topic? Do you reckon you should own a Hayne jersey with Hayne on the back? Of course, or old Hardmarsh at the back too?
Of course, like I think any opportunity to have like players that are well known in your club, to have them on your back, man. Of course, it would be a great opportunity to have their name. I think like we all grew up to knowing or admire all these good players, and they're the ones that inspired us to put on a jersey or even play rugby. So to have a name on the back would be even better. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna say about this topic. Yeah, I'm not really into it.
No, that's all right. So I guess give us your thoughts, bro, in the comments, bro. Let us know your thoughts about players being able to personalise the jersey. There's a lot of pros and cons to it. So I guess we'll leave it to the
comment below what your custom jersey will be.
Yeah. Probably be Nicholas at the back here. Jax.
Number 16 off the bench or
Number 18th man. Cool. So the next topic is we're going to talk about Joseph Suaalii. Is it Suaalii? I'm pretty sure something. People, the way they say it I hate it, the way they pronounce Islander names. You need to fix your shit. Commentators. Pretty much the big thing around him at the moment is a lot of people are having their say on whether he should be debuting before he turns 18. Before we get into it, I do have a list of players that have debuted before they were 18. So we have Jason Taumalolo. He was 17 when he debuted. Israel Folau, Carmichael Hunt, Brad Fittler, Laurie Daly, and Andrew Eddinghausen. So they were all 17 and before they debuted. So I guess a lot of people are saying he's inexperienced, or they want to let him, experience more lower grade rugby before he comes in and plays first grade. I'll jump in first. For me personally, I think if people around you think that you're ready, and everyone's your coaching staff, your team, your family are backing you, behind you. Even though he's still in school and stuff, I heard that his teachers and stuff have already committed to the plan around his education and all that. I feel like he's not a person who's just coming in because he's talented. He's got so many other facets of his whole life, and that's why he's ready to go. Also, he's under arguably one of the best systems at the Roosters. So, Trent Robinson isn't going to say he's ready unless he thinks he's ready. And I guess for anyone who follows rugby, Trent Robinson is really notable and respectable, and his opinion actually really matters. So, for me, if they think he's ready and if he believes he's ready, he's ticked all the boxes. I'm all for it. So, and then you see players like Israel Folau. You know how good he was. I didn't even know he was 17 when he debuted.
That's crazy.
So, and we know how good he was back at the Storm. So, just to throw that in there, just a quickie. He turned out to be a great player. So there's so much backing around him. I'll start off with you, TJ.
Yeah, right.
Do you know much about Joseph?
Nah, so I don't know much about him as a player, but I guess, and this is something I was talking to Kuda about in the car, is like how convenient that it was, it was the Roosters. You know what I mean?
Well-
like, had it been any other club, do you reckon they would have said yes?
Well, let me jump in on.
Storm, yes.
Yes.
Well, let me jump in on that. That was an argument that was brought forward, but it had been cleared from Rabbitohs too. Before, so he was 16 at the Rabbitohs, and so pretty much the same plans were around him to debut too. So it was said, hey, because it's the Roosters, they're able to pull some strings, a bit of cash on
They
the.
actually said the Rabbitohs, like what you said about the Rabbitohs. Yeah, apparently that kind of helped Roosters in their case for getting him
Because
to
it was
try
already
and
set up.
debut, yeah.
That's what I mean. So people doubt, not doubt, but they don't know. He's set his life up so well, or especially his rugby playing career. So shout outs to, I guess, his team. Okay, they're doing a great job.
Definitely.
So then I'll just go to you again, TJ. Then, and we'll work our way this way. Starting before you're 18, does it really make a difference?
Oh, look, I guess it depends, man. So I think last week I shared an article on my Facebook page, and this was around Jason Taumalolo. So he talks about when he made his debut and when he got dropped, and the mental battles that he had, the mental doubt that he had in himself, whether he was good enough or not, because he's just played first grade, and not long after that he was dropped. So I guess mentally, if he's able to handle that, then I think he should play. Physically, I don't think his physical attributes will sort of deter him from playing. But yeah, just that mental toughness. If he's got the mentality to go in there, play hard, and then deal with what happens afterwards, so whether he gets picked again or whether he gets dropped, as long as he can bounce back from that, for me, that's his mentality should always trump everything else. Like, if he's mentally strong, then by all means, chuck him in there. Otherwise, give him time to grow, give him time to experience what it's like to get cut, experience what it's like to have your coach barking at you, like saying you weren't good enough this week,
Yeah.
just to build that mental toughness. But like I said, I don't know too much about him. I know that he is a talent. He's supposed to be a once in a generation player. So, just as long as he's got the right supports around him, like you said, I think, give him a go. Why not?
Yeah, nice, bro. I'll go over to you, Ato. I don't know if he caught the Bears game when he played, but he carved against the Raiders or the Raiders Unders or whatever the team's called. But he played in the centres. I guess from me watching him, I see the talent that he can bring, but he's a natural half. So I guess for the Roosters, where would they put him if he was to start? Where do you think they would put him? Because they already have Sam Walker. They have 4 halves, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking about, because they're already stocked in the halves, and then you go to the outside backs. You got the Morris twins, you got Tupou, you got Teddy. Who are you gonna take out of that backline? Oh, you got Joseph Manu as well. Who are you gonna take out of that backline just to bring in a 17-year-old kid? But I'm also I'm kind of agreeing with what he said about the mental battle kind of thing. So I'm I don't know, I'm not too much on one side. I'm probably in the middle, but I think you said, if he ticks all the boxes and he's good enough, then he should play.
Yeah, nice, bro.
Yeah.
And I guess for you, David, bro, what are your thoughts? I'm not sure if you know much about him, but definitely a talent.
Yeah.
Whether they're 17, 18, 25, I guess what's your thoughts on
Yeah, it's funny because I think, these days with sports science and all that stuff, I think age isn't really too much of an issue, I think, especially in the European leagues with the soccer and stuff. Some people debut at
I think there's been a 16-year-old.
Yeah, there's been a 16-year-old,
and
he was New Zealander as well.
Sure.
He debuted for Bayern Munich.
Nice.
Yeah, bro. I think to TJ's point as well, I think if you look at the list that you had about Brad Fittler and Israel Folau and all those guys, most of them seem to be doing okay in regards to their mental strength or whatever. Brad Fittler just seems. If you debut at 17 and you turn out to be Brad Fittler.
Yeah, no.
That's chill, bro. That's chill with me. He just Brad Fittler kind of knows it, and you sort of know your worth. He knew his worth when he was 21. You know what I mean? He had at 21 he had a head of a 25-year-old. So I think with Joseph, if he starts at 17, you know what I mean? He'll probably at age 22 he'll probably have a head of a 27-year-old, which would be good.
Nice. And for you, Kura, I guess for Joe, where do you think he adds value to the Roosters?
Look, he's still a young player, so I mean, there's still a lot for him to, I guess, develop as a player. But as value, I think he'd be a great talent. Look, he seems like a talented player, and after playing various positions and not just the one. But it's hard to say where we're going to put him because, you've asked Ato, it's the style backline that they've already got. It's hard to place him in. So
Sure.
I guess until one actually leaves or somebody gets injured, then you might see him pop up. But I think at the moment it's only looking like he'll be tested on the wing, and we'll see how he goes from there. He is a big body. He kind of does remind me a bit of Israel Folau, watching some of his old, highlights.
Deadly.
But look, he's 17. He's gone to a good system. Usually, all these clubs with all the good systems have a good culture, and if the team and the coach are willing to back him to have a dig, then why not? If he's 17, then so be it, man.
Awesome, bro. And I guess so the Morris brothers are looking at possibly retiring, or one of them, so there could be a position for him, like in the back line, maybe centres, maybe in the wing. So I guess whatever happens and whatever gets decided, bro, we're backing you 100%. It looks like from the team at the Six Again show. I reckon you're going to carve up and do well, and we just hope that you stay healthy. That's the main thing, I guess.
And move to the Storm like when you're ready.
Yeah, bro, if you want, bro, up to you. Cool, bro. So let's move into our next segment. So let's go over our round one tips. So we'll start off this side of the spectrum. We'll start with you, Kura. How'd you go last week?
Yeah, not too bad. Probably a bit of something that I wasn't expecting. I guess there was a few upsets that I thought could have gone the other way, but I ended up finishing with 5 out of the 8.
Yeah, nice, bro. I got 6 myself. I took the doggies and the Titans, so unlucky for me.
Okay.
How'd you go, bro?
I did not tip anything, but my friend was asking about a bet for the Storm Rabbitohs, and I told him 12. To it, like plus or minus. And they almost got it, so.
Not bad. How did you go, Arthur?
Yeah, I was the same as you, bro. I got 6 out of 8.
Yeah, bro.
Doggies and Titans.
It's all right.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
It's all good. And how'd you go, my bro?
Yeah, bro, I got 5 like Kura.
That's good.
The Storm, obviously the Titans and the Raiders.
And as always, man, we're always tipping above average, above 4, man. So if you want to get tips, man, watch the show, man.
Straight up, man. Straight up.
Watch the show. You get more than 4 every week, bro. All good. Cool. So as we just said, some of the games last week were neck and neck. Others were blowouts. So let's talk about our game of the week. So the game that we've chosen for our game of the week was the Storm and the Rabbitohs game, bro.
What a surprise.
So if you didn't watch, it was the season opener. It's the game of the season. Just putting it out there already. It was the game where it was talked about. It was hyped up so much because we have the defending premiers against a team that were potentially, or the team that everyone was tipping to finish first. I guess by the end of the year. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way that most people who tipped the Rabbitohs would have liked, but it was a great game nonetheless. I'll start off with you, Arthur, bro. Not being biased or anything, but what did you think of the game, bro?
Yeah, obviously, we started well. I think, right from the start, our forward pack was dominating. Our backs were just rolling, from behind the forwards. And then, Paps, he just killed it. Munster scored the first try. Everything was, in sync, even though, people thought, we lost Cameron Smith and, things would be a bit out of order, would probably make a few more mistakes than we usually do and things like that. But our first half, we played amazing. Rabbitohs, obviously, they started slow, didn't defend well, didn't even attack well too. But, in the second half, it was a different story. Rabbitohs, they outplayed us, they outscored us. You know, Latran, he had a blinder in the second. But, you know, like everyone says, you know, you gotta start well to end well. You can't, you know, start poorly and, you know, expect to win, like, you know, coming from behind. But yeah, you know, I don't want to say too much because, you know, it's only the first game, so I'll just leave it at that. So yeah,
See,
it was a good game.
doing the Cameron Smith, man, being humble. That's going to be a thing,
that's
bro.
it, man.
I'll jump over to you, Cotta. Did you catch the game?
Yes, I did.
You went to the game, bro.
Yeah, I went to the game.
Oh, man.
Oh my God! How was it to see such a team like in the flesh?
The Rabbitohs.
All I can say is that, it was pretty vocal at the game, considering it was only 11,000. But yeah, no, it's good to finally go back and watch footy for the first time in a while. So, I caught the game. The game was actually pretty good. Like Ato said, the Storm went off with a good start. Straight off the first set, straight off kickoff. It started really well for them. Kind of had the Rabbitohs on the back foot. They kind of got a bit tired and let in a few tries. I think in that first half, a few of their errors kind of made it costly for them as well. But yeah, in the second half, they came out firing, man, and they put on a few quick tries and put themselves back into the game. But unfortunately, they weren't able to finish off strong. So, but I think a lot of people are going to think that they're a bit overrated, but I mean, considering it's the first round, they still got a good backline, and you just got to see where they play out throughout the year.
How's the atmosphere being back in the stadium?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. All I could hear was the Storm supporters. I think it's because of COVID, you know, the
social distancing?
well, not the social distancing. I think it's just the fan base.
Oh, yeah.
Like usually there's a fan base that comes from like South Sydney.
Yeah,
like,
the corner.
Their fans always turn up, and I think it wasn't as vocal this year. Like they're pretty loud, man. Like the Rabbitohs, whenever they come with full force.
Yeah.
And I think that was the only thing that was missing. You could hear the Storm one.
Yeah, true.
But you couldn't hear the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, because
one.
usually we're just yelling at the corner where they're sitting. And how was Ken? Was he alright after the game?
Yeah,
Pat him on the back on the way home with the train.
A bit quiet, but you know how those train rides are.
Yeah. I don't know, because when we go back on the train, we won, bro. We always win.
Who do you have to talk to? No one's talking.
That's awesome, bro. And then I guess for you, David, bro, being a fellow Storm supporter yourself, bro,
that's it.
how's that game, bro?
Bro, it was so good to like see, because obviously they only played one game last year there. So that beautiful green grass on Amy Park, bro. I miss seeing football being played there. But yeah, like the game was exactly what I thought it was going to be. You know, like crazy start from us, from the Storm. But you know, really testament to the Rabbitohs and Wayne. Wayne's always really good at the reacting in a halftime, and I think testament to them because they came back like against a very strong round one Storm team. So, and I think with them coming back in the second half sort of kind of correlates to the loss of Smith, because obviously around 60 minutes, 70 minutes, like Smith would really just know what to do, kick it, maybe third tackle kick to the 20 meters, stuff like that. And I think they lacked a little bit of that, the Storm, but somehow they still won. So, great game, and I'm just glad footy's back.
Nice, bro. Good signs, like just quickly, good signs in the Storm camp at the moment. I guess for Snackenhausen, don't blink or you'll miss him. So, yeah, bro, shout out to Pappy. Player of the week. Do you have a player of the week, Cotta? No? Okay, cool. I'll start. I got a player of the week, and it was in that game too. And it was the fullback for the Rabbitohs. I talk about him all the time. I spoke about him heaps last year. I think this year he's definitely going to flourish. So Latran Mitchell, he's my player of the week. Let me give you a quick some stats. For fantasy, if you play fantasy, he got 84, which is crazy. He got one try assist, one line break assist. But the thing that put him over the edge was he had 11 tackle breaks. So if you play fantasy, you get 3 points for every tackle break now. He got 11, so 33 just off that is crazy, bro, especially for fantasy. So
had him as my captain, G.
Yeah,
nice.
good work. So him, bro. And then he had 2 offloads. He ran for 180 meters, just crazy at the moment. And he's my player of the week. He's someone that I spoke about last week, and a lot of people have been, they wrote him off last year because he got injured and he wasn't playing to his full potential like he did at the Roosters. I guess at any given time he could be the best centre or even the best back in the game. Even though it's his first game back, we know that his second half on that game, he wound up and the boys got around him. So he's one person that you definitely have to look out for. And that's my guy, bro. That's Latran Mitchell, bro. Shout outs to you, bro.
Shouts out to you, bro.
I'll jump to you, Adol, bro. Who was your player of the week?
Yeah, so my player of the week for round one was Teddy, James Tedesco from the Sydney Roosters.
Typical Teddy.
Yeah, typical Teddy. Yeah, he killed it. He was everywhere, Last year, I think after last year, a lot of people started doubting him because he didn't really have the season that most people expect him to have. So he had a bit of a down season. And then, he just came out firing first round the next season, scored 3 tries, ran for 150 meters, had 8 tackle breaks, had a couple line breaks as well. And, he just killed it. He was my player of the week this week.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
David, bro, did you have a player of the week?
Yeah, I had Teddy, but I think Teddy, like, he obviously, especially on the back of what's it called, Pappenhausen's performance and Latrell's performance. So the fact that he put that performance on, was great. And I think with him, I think Pappy and Latrell sort of capitalised on a lot of good play. But with Teddy, I think he sort of made the play a little bit more. Obviously, the scoreline was a little bit bigger, but his physicality and his his just football knowledge is just crazy. So Teddy was mine.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's unanimously voted one of the best players, or if the best player at the moment in the NRL. Teddy definitely carries. He can. He's kind of like Latrell, where they just change or shift the momentum. He can take the team on his back and do crazy things, or he can also just play in the system too.
Yeah.
So, shout outs to you, Teddy. We're probably going to be hearing more from you because I reckon you're going to have a fucking standout year this year. So shout outs to Latrell, Teddy, Pappy, and all the other players too. Let's go. Hit or try of the week. I actually don't have a hit or try of the week. You got a hit or try of the week? I think Adel will get back to you again then because I think you did. So
yeah, bro. So I had a try of the week. It was actually, done in 2 plays. But Storm were deep down in our half or inside the 10. We quickly shifted the ball. I think it was 2 long passes. We got it wide to the left. There was an overlap. Adokar got a runaway, kicked it back inside. Hughes got the kick. He got tackled. But then straight away off that, I think. Who was it? I forgot who it was, but someone, I think it was Munster, he just gave it to Pappenhausen. Everyone thought something was happening on the right, but then he just turned it back inside to Olam, and Olam was there. He scored. I don't know how Olam got there, but I was glad it was there. So yeah, that was probably my try of the week.
I love it when Olam celebrates his try and he's got the bloody fangs, bro. He doesn't need to look any more deadly, man.
Yeah, his nickname is Fear in the group too.
Bro.
Yeah, crazy. And I'll put the footage while he's talking about it too, because if you know the try we're talking about. Yeah. And bro, what was your hit or try of the week?
My hit of the week was a hit by Connor Watson on I think it was Katoa.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was late in the game where the Knights were already going to lose, but then Connor Watson, the best good player he is, he just kept running for it, and he was a try saver because he sort of tackled Katoa from the back and pretty much made him knock on. So and they were going to lose by 12 already in that game. So that's effort from Connor.
Nice, bro.
It's my hit for the week.
Shout out to Connor Watson. Welcome back to rugby league.
That's it.
I didn't catch that, but I guess I'll play the footage. Fuck, bro, that looks mean as. Bro, what a mean try to. But yeah, so I guess that was our tips. The game of the week, player of the week, and our hit or try of the week. 2, 1, let's go. So now we're going to go through our tips for round 2, man. So actually, before we get into it, I just want to update you on how we went last week. Last week I did mention that our Punters Club, we had a multi going on, and I think I'm going to do this every week. We got the chocolates, man, so let's give a pork cutter for that. Yeah. We put, I don't care, let's disclose them, man. We put $200 on Crusaders, Para, Panthers, and and who was the last team? So Panthers. Oh, and the Roosters to win. It was only $2 something the odds. We got the biscuits. So yeah, the Punters Club is out and about the moment. They're so hyped. We got our tip for this week. I might release it later on because we're including the footy in it too. And I guess if you want to get on those tips and make you some cash, or if you're using some cash that you're using the cash that your missus just said that you're not allowed to use it, then these are definitely winners, so you can put the money back once you win. So
That's it.
I'll get you that tip later in the week. Cool. So let's get into our round 2 tips, man. So the first game, I'll let the bro introduce the first game. Actually, let's go.
Yeah, the first game of the week is on Thursday night at Bankwest Stadium, and that's home to the Parramatta Eels taking on Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, should be a good game.
Should be a good game, a cracker?
Yeah, it should be. Well, I'm hoping it will be. Obviously, we had a shocking start against the Broncos, and we're hoping to go back and reset again and kind of respect the ball a bit more. I think that's what we were lacking, respecting the ball in the first half, and hopefully we can do that a bit more. We're going up against the Storm. The Storm always capitalise on mistakes, and we just got to make sure that we're doing everything we can to compete and complete all our sets, and I think we should go down to the wire, hoping.
Yeah, so one person who caught my eye last week for the Storm, for Parramatta, was Reid Marnie.
Yes.
He had a cracker of a game, and he literally carried the team to victory in the second half. I guess for you, bro, who's the key player you think that Parramatta needs to get behind in order to get the biscuits this week?
Obviously, anyone that's part of our spine. Like you said, Reid Marnie, he played a big part in us catching up and getting us back into the game, and then also shifting us into the lead. And in my opinion, I thought Reid Marnie was my man of the match. And I think anyone on the spine, even Moses and our halves with Moses and Brown, I think if they were able to do their jobs properly and just focus on themselves rather than everything else, then they'll go a long way. The King himself, Clint Gutherson, he always does a good job at the back there, and it's the reason why he's our captain. He leads from the front, and that's all the team expects.
I reckon to me, he's slimmed down a bit. He's gone a bit quicker, eh?
Yeah, no, I think it's his hair, eh?
Oh, it's the hair.
He's growing his hair.
I get it. Before we move on, one more person that I thought had an absolutely outstanding game last week was Papali'i. Bro, how crazy is it? He come from from the Warriors. I guess he was a good player then, but man, he was. I think he had the most running meters in the team, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, besides Junior Paulo. So yeah, what did you think of how Papali'i went?
Yeah, well, even through the trials, I had witnessed him start in the blue and gold jersey, and like he hasn't disappointed. Even with some of the articles that are written of the boys training during pre-season, he's getting a lot of hype, as well as Bryce Cartwright. But he's definitely shown his abilities on the field, and for round 1 he definitely showed that it's hard for him to not be in that squad that's playing on game days. So I think Papali'i's definitely grown into a really good player, and I think maybe the move away from the Warriors or away from home has helped him out a bit. So all the best for him for the rest of the season.
Yeah, bro. He's part of a good system now. So yeah, shout outs to you, Papali'i, bro. Let's go, bro. I'll kick it over to you, Dave. How much are we going to pump the Eels by? Don't be modest.
Well, I think I think what I wrote here was 16-4. So I think a little bit modest. I think I think they won't go too hard. And obviously they're playing away as well. So they're gonna beat them 40-0, bro. again. 40-0 again. I think Ferguson looks very good as always, and I think it's up to us to sort of diminish the value they're going to bring, like the impact they're going to bring, those star players. But I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to another W.
Yeah, nice. So I'll jump over to you, Teach. I guess, yeah, what are your thoughts around the Eels and the Storm? And whoever you're picking, I guess, where do you see them winning? Like, where do you think they need to win in order to win, if that makes sense? How's a great questioning by me.
So I've got the Eels. I've actually picked the Eels to win, to beat the Storm this week. And
But one guy.
Hey, there's two of us.
you guys were, I swear.
You got it wrong last week.
But yeah, look, I don't know. I think for me it's just I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it. It's like you see the same thing from the Storm every week. You know, like you know who their star players are. You know who's gonna spark it, who's gonna do the runs, who's gonna do this, do that. Whereas I think for me with the Eels and the inclusions that they have this year, there's a bit of spark there. So just off that, I mean, I didn't get to watch them play last week. I didn't watch the Storm play last week. But yeah, I'm just backing the Eels just off pure
Hatred.
Pure
Pure hatred.
That's why I like you, bro. Pure hope. That's why I like you, TJ. You always have a different perspective, you know. It's so interesting to see how people think, you know. It doesn't matter how left field it could be. Well, jump over to you, my bro. I guess for this game, obviously I know you're going to go for the Storm for this game. Where do you think the Storm win this game?
Yeah, so yeah, I think this is going to be an awesome game. I think we're going to have a great start like we did last week. Obviously that's a big key, always starting well as Storm. The Eels, they didn't start really well last week, so you can't really have that kind of slow start against Storm. Everyone knows that. But yeah, I don't know, I think with our players, like I think the Eels, they got probably the more experienced, maybe even better back line. But I think our back line with our young, like talented players and the way we play, I think we're the more exciting team. Like not too much, like Eels are good to watch too, but yeah, I think our young ones stepping up, and I'm not too sure. Harry Grant's not back yet, eh? Yeah, so Brandon Smith will still be there. So
look at the depth.
Like we talked about, Reid Marnie, I think, in his head he'll be thinking, he'll be glad, Kevin Smith retired and, he won't have to face him. So I think the mental battle, I think he'll try and push Brandon Smith a bit, but I think, we should still have the goods to, get up on this one. But yeah, it should be a good game.
Nice.
Just for me, quickly, I'm tipping the Storm for this one. I feel like whoever wins in the forwards, I think they're going to win the game. Obviously, this this para forward pack, notable, they've been spoken about last year, dominated off the back of Junior Polo and RCG, the big horse mustache man himself. So it's going to be crazy, but they're going up against a team that's done it before, full of experience. So I know that's going to be crazy. Seeing Nelson in 13 is pretty crazy. He's not as agile or versatile as a Dale Finucane and all that. It's like literally having an extra prop on the field. Whether that works out for us, I'm not really sure, because you want the 13 to be a ball player where he's just another big hit up taker. So whether it works in our favour, not really sure, but definitely whoever wins in the forwards is going to take out the game. So my tips with the Storm, it's going to be a very interesting game.
Agree.
Cool, and that moves us to our second game, and that's between the Warriors and the Knights, and it's going to be at Central Coast Stadium. So I guess for me, I'll kick it off. For the Warriors and the Knights, I'm one of the people, I put my hand up. I doubted the Warriors. They weren't included in my top 8, but damn, how crazy were they last week, man? They're forward pack of doom. I'm so excited to see this match. I don't actually have a tip yet, so I might even just kick it over to you boys, and I might make up my end at the end of listening to you guys, because I feel like this is going to be a very difficult game for me to tip. If you're looking at it, if I was to look at this last year and Caleb Ponga was playing, I'll tip the Knights every day of the week. But at the moment, seeing how they played last week, the Warriors, and also the Knights, I'm finding it hard to tip. So I might start it off with you, Tej, if you don't mind. I know Warriors is a team that's close to home for you. How do you think? Actually, yeah. What's your tip for this match?
So I'm actually going to back the Knights on this one. Just reason being, Saifini and what was the other pop's name? Clemmer.
Yeah, Clemmer, yeah.
Those guys had a mad game last week, and they were just running through people. So if they come with that same intensity and that same, that same mentality, hopefully that's enough to sort of get the boys fired up. I like the fact that the Warriors have a big, solid forward pack, but I think my only downside would be their engine and how long they can go for. I didn't catch the game against the Titans, but if they were able to get the win, I actually expected the Warriors, if they were going to win by a lot more. Just for the fact that with the additions of the players that they have and still keeping that core group together, I thought that their combinations would have worked out a bit better. But maybe that's credit to the Titans' defense from last week. But I just feel like the Knights have a lot going for them, especially coming off a massive win with the Bulldogs. I didn't even see that one coming either, that win against the Bulldogs. So I think in terms of momentum, there's a lot of things back in the Knights. So yeah, I'm going with the Knights, man.
Nice, bro. Let's go jump onto this side, bro?
yeah.
Coulda, bro. I guess the Warriors and the Knights. Like I said, the Warriors had a great game last week. Adam Fanua-Blake standout performance. Do you think they have enough to go over? I guess this team led by Daniel Saifidi, who's arguably the best prop, just only after round one, who could be potentially the best prop for this season.
Yeah, look, I think both of these teams have a chance of beating each other. I actually went against both of these teams last weekend, and they kind of obviously they showed me up. Yeah, but they definitely surprised me, especially the Warriors. The Warriors were probably the team that I wasn't really sure how they were going to play out, especially with the year that they had last year.
Every year, I don't know how they're going to play, man.
Yeah. So you don't know what to expect. With the Knights, they definitely turned up. I ended up watching that game. I think it was pretty wet.
That was a good game.
Wet footy. It was a wet footy game at the start of it, and then it ended up drying up. So then they ended up getting a few more points towards the end of the game. But I think I'm going to stick with the Knights this week. Their new signing, Tyson Frizzell, I think he played a huge part in them and their go forward, as well as the front rows that were already named, with Clemmer as well as Saifiti. Saifiti, it was his 100th game, so how fitting for him to get a double on his 100th game. And I think the Knights would be the stronger outfit for this game.
Yeah, nice, bro. What about you, bro, Dave? What's your tip for this game, man? Who do you think will get the biscuits this week?
I think the Knights will. I think I don't think the Warriors know how to play yet in terms of their new sort of team. I think the Knights look good to me. I think because Kyle Flanagan was playing really well at the start of the Bulldogs-Knights game.
Yep.
But I think the fact that the Knights came back, I think I'm going to give them to them.
Nice, bro. What about you, Arthur, bro? What are your thoughts on this game?
I'm going to agree with the boys there. I'm going to tip the Knights in this one. Warriors, they really impressed me last week, but, like the boys have mentioned, players like David Clemmer, especially Saifidi, they both had monster games last week. Saifidi scoring a double in his 100. And, I think their second rower is Mitch Barnett. I think he's really underrated, and he had a really good game too on the weekend. So, I think the Knights, even without Kalen, they should get up in this game.
All right, no worries. I guess for me, he's kind of helped me put my tip together. I'm going to go for the Warriors this week. I'm going to be that guy. I saw a post, I think it was Cody, and he said that just give us some time, even though they had a good game, give us some time. I guess we're going to form those half combinations. So, I like Adam Fanua-Blake. I love this forward pack. Young, but I think they're going to get the job done. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm tipping the Warriors. Let's go.
Nice.
Okay. Let's go. We'll go through the next game. My bro, you can introduce the next game. Teach.
Yeah, bro. So game 3 is on Friday. And this is the Queensland Derby between the Gold Coast Titans and the Brisbane Broncos.
It's going to be interesting, this one.
So this is
Queensland Derby.
yeah. Game of the week, I reckon. Look, this is one game that I'm really excited for, especially since last year and how we played against the Broncos and the signs of just the way that the Titans were looking last year, and now that we actually have all those signings that we spoke about last year who are actually playing, I actually think I feel real confident about this game. In terms of scores, I'm not too sure, but just going off the lineup, the only difference they've made, so they pretty much kept the same team from last week, with Philip Sammy coming into the centre for Brian Kelly. I think it's going to be an awesome match, especially up in the forward pack. There's been a couple of changes to the Broncos, and the Titans have pretty much kept the same forward pack. So I'm expecting David Fafita to actually have a big game this week, considering last week he was a bit hit and miss. Maybe check a lazy 10 on Tino to score as well.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Of course, bro. He's good,
But
though.
yeah,
Gone.
man. Yeah, Titans for the win, bro. That's me.
Nice, bro. Athol, bro. What are your thoughts on this game?
I'm a TJ. I think, Titans should be the better team, especially with their signings. And, maybe this will be the game where, they get a win and, probably kick off their season. And maybe we can see more of their star players, play well. So, yeah, I'm going with the Titans.
Nice, bro. What about you?
Same,
Dave?
bro. Same. I think, I think this is going to be interesting because the Broncos are the signature team of Queensland, but I think the Titans are really building something, building a good foundation where they might, I don't know, depending on how much they beat, or if they do beat the Broncos, they might start stealing some fans away. Has been a little bit depressing as a Broncos fan, across the years.
That's all right. So, yeah, sorry if you're a Broncos supporter. Yeah, I guess for me, I've spoken about the Titans before. I love everything that they're working on at the moment. I feel like, this is going to be the game that's going to help kickstart their season. I agree with the boys. I'm going with the Titans, and I think this is definitely going to be a 13-plus game easily. I'm sorry if you're a Broncos supporter. I do rate the way Milf played last week, though. He had an outstanding game, but I just don't think they're good enough against this Titans team to get the chocolate. So I guess for you, Kura, who do you see winning this game in the Queensland Derby?
Oh, this one's a hard one to pick, man. But I'm going to have to take a dig, I'm going to be the odd one out. I think I'm going to have a dig. I'm going to have a dig with the Broncos.
Digging the wrong way.
I may be, but look, I can't go past their performance last week against Parramatta. Parramatta's a pretty good team, so I think. Those 16 points, they were capitalising on mistakes, and if they can do the same thing, complete sets, and work hard through the middle, they can definitely take away this game. I thought, like you said, Milford, he had a better game, better than the usual. He was able to get free and get some space and have run with the ball a bit, and he definitely, put Parramatta in all sorts. I thought also Jake Turpin, their hooker, he also had a good game. Guiding the boys around the field. I think I'm going to have to take a dip with this one, man, and see how the Broncos go.
Nice, right?
Big brother against little brother.
That's it.
It's going to be a cracker of a game. Queensland Derby. It's good to see that Kura's going off the books. It's pretty interesting, actually. I guess just quickly we'll rattle through the remaining games as we are currently running low on data. So we'll make it quick. I'll start off with you, Teej.
Yeah, right.
Tips for the rest of the round?
All right, so you go through all of them?
Yeah, from the Panthers down.
All right, sweet. So for Panthers, Bulldogs, I'm tipping Panthers. Sea Eagles, Rabbitohs, I'm tipping Rabbitohs. Cowboys, Dragons, going with the Dragons. Roosters, West Tigers, going with the Roosters. And my dark horse from last year, the Sharks versus the Raiders, I'm going with the Sharks.
Only difference.
That's an interesting. Jump in, Athol. Give us your tips for the remaining round.
Yeah, so I'm going Panthers over the Doggies, an easy one. Rabbitohs over Manly, another easy one. Dragons and Cowboys interesting, but I'll take the Dragons. Roosters, easy game over the West Tigers. And I think the Raiders will take the game against the Sharks.
Yeah, I had the exact same thing. I think, I had Titans to beat Broncos, Panthers, Rabbits, Dragons. Will be a close one with the Cowboys, I think. But Roosters and Raiders to comfortably win against the Tigers and Sharks.
Ooh, so I'll jump in next. I got the Panthers. I got the Rabbitohs. Should be quite easy for this round. Even though Corey Norman's back, I don't think it'll be enough. We didn't see much attacking flair by Cowboys, but I think this game they can show us, what they've been working on. Clifford and Morgan. So I'm going with the Cowboys, and then to round us off, Roosters Raiders. Pretty easy. What about you, my bro?
I had the Panthers over the Doggies, the Bunnies over Manly, and I'm going to take the Cowboys this weekend over the Dragons, and I think the Roosters and the Raiders will be too strong for the Tigers and the Sharks.
Nice, bro. So, yeah, those are our tips for this round. And I guess we've come to the end of our show. First of all, I just want to thank our special guest for jumping on, Dave.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's good to it's good to have footy back. It's good to have this chat. I'm so grateful, that we're able to do it here in this beautiful studio, and you'll be seeing more, from us, coming soon, bro.
For sure.
It's going to be big, man. So I guess, do you have any final remarks you'd like to say, bro?
Myself? Nah, man. Let's just let's go back to back.
Fair enough.
Back to back.
Well, welcome back to the Storm Partner.
What about you, Teach? Any closing remarks?
Nah, man. All the best of luck, boys. Up the Titans. Let's go.
Yeah, what about you, Kura?
Yeah, good luck to you boys on Thursday. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, nice. So all the boys are around it. We're excited for Rugby League this week. Make sure that you follow, like, comment, whatever, to the show. We're trying to make something big of it. We can't do it if no one's watching. So make sure you give us a like, give us a comment, give us your thoughts on any of the topics that we spoke about below. DM us.
If you want a Titans background.
There's a picture of Tino there.
Yeah, what a snap.
Cameras to use up, guys. Let us know.
Yeah, bro. So, let us know. Thank you again for watching. And as always, man, peace, man.